The film story begins on a highway, with the brother and sister in a car. The boy's name is Darry, while the girl's name is Trish. They're basically going to their house to spend their vacations. Trish was horrible as a result of her disputation with one of her friends. So Darry plays a game in order to amuse her. As they will tell each other the meaning of the plate number of the vehicles going ahead, that is a fun game. Darry thinks he sees a plate number with the word fever written on it. But smiling Trish says, no, it has been written ever. However, Darry loses this game. Now we notice a speeder truck coming behind them, reaching near their car. It begins honking. Darry moves his car separately to make a passing lane for the truck. Truck moves ahead, crossing them. They notice the number plate of that truck. Biatingu has been written on that truck. Trish is worried seeing this truck. She mentions her school friends to her brother and tells that her friends were killed on this highway before years. People called it an accident, but their dead bodies are still missing. In response, Darry says that these are just gossip. Don't think about it. This gossip was spread so the young generation may not drive the car in drunkens. This is the cause that it is scared everyone taking this highway. After a time they stop their car near a church for some rest, where they noticed the same truck which was coming after their car honking. This truck was near an old church. They also noticed the truck driver here, who was pushing something into a BG pipe. For the moment, that driver catches their sight. Both siblings are horrified and immediately drive away in their car. The truck hits their car turns into a field and suffers minor damage, but they are not hurt. Darry fixes his car with a cloth. Darry tells his sister that we should go back and look into the matter at the church. Trish gets angry and scolds him. She says that we should complete our journey. We will tell everything to the police after reaching the next city. He tells Trish, do you not want to know about that mad driver? And why did he hit our car? And finally he convinces his sister. Then both of them return to that old church. There they see a big pipe that smells bad. Darry tries to look inside it, but he doesn't see anything. Darry asks her sister to bring a torch from the car, and he plans to enter the pipe. Trish, on the other hand, advises him to leave. Darry moves to that pipe. He asks her sister to hold his feet as he goes ahead, and Trish has caught his feet at the back side. While looking, the rats appear there and he shouts seeing them. Hence, his sister is scared and Trish's grip is lost in this state and Darry is fallen going through the pipe. His sister calls her from the upside many times. Hearing his sister's voice, Darry regains consciousness and says that I am fine. Meanwhile, Darry notices a dead body wrapped in a cloth. He goes near it fearfully. As he goes close, that dead body catches him. As a result, he is scared. In any scheme, he bravely erases the cloth from its forehead. A young boy is waving to his stomach and trying to say something. Darry screams as he removed the cloth from its abdomen due to its sealed stomach. It is disclosed here that truck driver had removed many organs from it and stitched it later. Otherwise, this boy is attempting to complete something and Darry also tries to listen. But that boy is dead at the spot. Darry is horrified. And her sister, who is present at the pipe's top, he asks to bring help from any passerby at any cost, and he searches for a way to get up from the basement. On the way that shows to the upside, he observes many things including antique weapons, thread and needles to stitch up the animals and human beings, and it is also full of networks. While walking, his shoe laces are free. Liquid-like water drips on his shoes as he bows down tying his laces, and when he notices the ceiling, many dead bodies are visible. These dead bodies are uncountable. He also sees those dead bodies about which his sister had told while traveling in the car. Her friends were missing on that highway years ago, and one more strange this is this, all dead bodies are stitched with one another using thread and needles. And all dead bodies are forced on the ceiling. Now Trish is outside near the car for someone's help. She notices a coming truck at a distance. She is horrified and sitting in the car. She nearly starts the car with the help of gear, but her car's gear is blocked so she is unable to start. As the truck passes aside, then she feels relaxation. Because it is another truck. And anyway, Darry comes out from the basement. Trish is afraid because of the immediate arrival of Darry. Now both depart next city. Then Trish asks, "What did you see in the basement?" Her brother is in worried. He says, "The story of your friends was truthful about whom you were talking about. They were killed in a cruel way." Anyhow, passing the journey, they reach near a restaurant. And getting off from the truck, they notice the same truck which is moving towards the same church. Both enter the restaurant. Trish says to the restaurant's owner, "I'd like to call the police using your cell phone. Otherwise," she also encourages her brother saying, "Don't be afraid, everything will be all right." They are still in conversation that the phone rings placed near them. There is another lady who is speaking on the phone. As they pick up it, she says to them, "Death is near you." Darry starts scolding her that he calls her a bad woman, disconnecting the phone. Police also arrive in the same restaurant. They both inform to police here that I have seen the many dead bodies in the basement of the nearby old church, and we also received a threatening phone call. Police do not believe that it can happen as such. I end their conversation. Suddenly lady owner asks them to come outside. As she arrives there, coming outside, they find the open doors of their car, and their dresses are ungroomed. Someone has thrown his dresses outside. Otherwise, lady owner also tells, "Someone was sniffing your clothes bringing out from the car when you were inside." Darry begins to wind up his clothes. He asks policemen for the checking of his car. There are nails that step on the door handle of the car as policemen check it. For the moment, Trish hears the flying sound of something. She also feels as someone is looking at her. Suspecting, police also start moving to that church with them. They are all traveling by car. While driving, we encounter something sitting in the police car, and police also hear a noise from the upside of the car as there is something. Lady police opens the car window checking that what is upside the car.
As she begins to move outside, something pulls her from the upside. The policeman is nearly to rescue his partner. A coming hand from the roof of the car pulls the policeman up, tearing its car roof. He kills him, attacking with his axe. Something falls on the car of siblings, so they are afraid to see it. They stop their car for checking. They see the damaged car of the police, and the fallen thing on their car was nothing but the cut head of a policeman. That murderer comes out from the police car as its door is opened. Coming out, he picks that cut head and sniffs, taking near his mouth. This fearful murderer is sniffing his head in terrifying way. Seeing it, Darry is again scared. And both siblings escape sitting in their car. Trish is driving the car speedily. Darry asks her to drive the car slowly as he observes the driving speed. They notice a house on the way, and they stop their car near it in order to get some help. An old lady lives in this house and asks the reason of their arrival. Then Trish says, "We want to contact with police, may we use your phone? Otherwise, this old man has pet cats." Suddenly, the house's light is gone. That old lady asks, "Is there someone with both of you?" Hearing her, both glance at the standing hobgoblin in the field. That old lady brings her gun from inside and starts to shoot because she is not the owner of the hobgoblin. That hobgoblin comes to her house roof flying as she begins to fire the gun, and it enters in the house of them. That old lady also enters the house to rescue her cats because she is the great lover of her cats. There is also the sound of a gunshot. Following that, the elderly lady can be seen approaching her front door, and they both are gone mad. That old lady is dead and the beast cannibal is behind her. We first time have the close sight of it in this movie. Noticing that beast cannibal, both run towards their car. They begin to start the car, but the gear of the car is blocked, and that brute sits on the car head coming. The car is not moving ahead, so Trish reverses it and stops going backward. The cannibal is now standing directly in front of their car. That brute starts walking towards their car, then she uses gear again and it works. And she hits that beast driving fast. As a result, it is fallen and wounded badly, and Trish drives her car over him many times madly. So she may end it completely. Trish's brother bans him from seeing her repeated act. Coping with this brute, both go to the nearby police station, where they contact with their family members, consoling them falsely as they are both alright. So that they may not worry. Otherwise, Darry notices many stuck photos in the police station. They are missing people. It is known here that many people are missing on this place for the last many years. They are invisible and missing. At the same time, a strange woman enters the police station. She calls them by their name. Both are worried that how did this lady know our names? Anyhow, the story continues. This lady tells them that I had called you when you were in the restaurant.
The hero recalls a time when he and his girlfriend were dining in a restaurant. A lady walks up to them and asks them their names. They're both confused as they have no idea who this lady is or how she knows their names, but decide to play along. The hero then recalls that the woman had called him on the phone while he was in the restaurant earlier that day, and had told him, I am a diviner and you both are in danger. That I dream and I divine that what is going to happen with that man. Otherwise, this lady also informs them that a cannibal is a brute, not any simple man. He awakens after years. It is a dangerous brute, disguising human beings. He runs in order to avoid suspicion of people. That a train full of brute killers pulls up in front of the police station. As he exits the police station, the lights are turned off. A guard triggers the risk lights at the police bounds, while the second officer visits the police headquarters to verify the prisoner. While checking, the second attacker uncovers the monster in a bridewell, who is eating a prisoner sharply, and that police officer fires his gun on this brute, but in vain. On the other side, we see that lady again who tells them that I have dreamt that one of you was crying. One will be dead between you. That lady asks them to come with her, and all three are seen running from here. On the other side, the police force arrives. There are a number of police officers who was wanting to check in the basement about the entered thing in the police station. Then they send their partner to check. As he moves forward, the police officer is attacked by the cannibal and taking out his heart, it moves forward and that monster cannibal enters the room where Trish and Darry are. Coming here, it attacks on them. First of all he sniffs that lady catching her, but it does not kill her, so he goes to catch these siblings, leaving her. Trish is looking at her reflection in the mirror, but at the opposite side, that brute is present, who is sniffing her. Coming near them, it catches Darry instead of choosing Trish. It does not harm her. Trish says to that brute, leave my brother. You can take me. Here that brute starts staring at her, but it flies jumping from the window and Darry is in its claws. Trish runs after Darry, seeing him going far, so she may rescue her, but that brute flies high, taking him, and Trish is unable to do anything according to her will. Afterward, we see the same old church which basement had a number of dead bodies. Here we also know that Darry has also been killed. That brute has eaten his eyes, taking them out.
Jeepers Creepers.